Hello again. Let's talk about your body's health, more specifically, how your body is programmed. So let's think of your body's health in the same way that we think about computers. So what we're going to talk about today is default settings. On your computer system, if something happens, there is a very specific default setting that your computer program will follow, giving you an end result. And we're going to underline that as the default setting. We understand what it looks like when it comes to your computers. Now let's apply that to your health. So when your health, if we have a scenario, let's start with that. The scenario is high stress. It can be anything from relationship issues, career issues, financial issues. If you're high stress, you're not sleeping, your food is bad, meaning that it's a lot of processed food, high sugar foods. If you're not drinking enough water, or you're drinking sodas and those types of things, and if your brain's not communicating well with your body, and this is a nervous system issue, when you start using this scenario and upping things, and usually when stress occurs, these other things happen, then your body starts to break down in a very specific pattern, or a default setting. Your body will break down in the same default as a computer will break down. So what does that look like? Your immune system will start to drop, and it has a direct impact on your gut health. So if you're stressful, what happens to your stomach or your GI tract? You get acid. In other words, there is a direct physiological response in your gut to the emotions that you're feeling. Your immune system responds by dropping, and when your immune system drops, then your body becomes a host to many different types of issues. Folks, this is the terrain theory. This is not the germ theory. And this goes back to 1863 when we're talking about germ theory versus terrain theory. Our current healthcare system is germ theory. We know by working with the body that it's not germ theory, it's terrain theory. So when we move from computers, how does that look like in your health? Well, if you have chronic or repetition with your health, meaning hypertension, your blood pressure gets too high. It's situational, but it gets too high. After so many years, your blood pressure gets high and stays high. Hypertension, pain, such as migraines or joint pain. Chronic pain does the same thing. And all of this is your default setting, meaning that when this scenario occurs, there's certain things in your body that will flare up or act up, if you will. That can be diabetes, cancers, or autoimmune issues. We now know, folks, that autoimmune issues are directly tied into your gut health. So this is something that I want you to look at. Think about your personal situation. Think about whenever your scenario occurs, what happens in your life? Meaning, do you develop back pain? Do you develop migraines? Does your blood pressure elevate? Do you start to eat poorly and therefore your blood sugar levels come up? You know, folks, there's many things like cancers and autoimmunes that we know are directly tied to your lifestyle. There's a lyric to a band that I listen to that their lyric is that your lifestyle becomes your death style. In other words, if you live a life of lack of exercise, if you live a life where your nervous system doesn't work right, if you drink too many fluids that are bad for you, excessive alcohol, excessive sugar, if you eat terrible, your health is a direct reflection of your lifestyle. Your default setting, whether we understand that with computers, your default setting, you also have one with your health. That's why I became a chiropractor, and that's also why we created Advocate Integrative Medicine, because we want to address your lifestyle, and we want to give you the tools so that you can know first what your default setting is, and secondly, you can know how to manage it, and you know more about your health and your well-being than even your doctors. That is what health is. Healthcare should be about empowering the patient with knowledge and action steps for when their scenario takes place. Give us a call at Advocate Integrated Medicine. Schedule your first appointment. Tell your friends. We're a different kind of health facility, folks, and our aim is your health. God bless.